Now here's a question for you. This Tawheed that we're talking about, the study of Tawheed that we are addressing, how did it develop? How did the study of a Tawheed develop? Did the Prophet ﷺ sit his companions down and say, this is Tawheed, this is Aqeedah? Or was it something that was later developed in order to protect the creed of Al-Islam? What you need to know, ya ikhwan, is that at the time of the Prophet ﷺ and his companions, there was no need for the Messenger of Allah ﷺ to do what? To sit his companions down and explain to him Tawheed, because they understood it in its fullest sense. There was no need to try and sit them down and explain to them, this is Tawheed, this is Aqeedah, because why? The companions understood it as a whole. I have a question for you. We have a science of hadith. This hadith is sahih, this hadith is hasan, this hadith is da'if, this hadith is authentic, this hadith is good, this one is weak and rejected. Was this around at the time of the Prophet ﷺ? No, there was no need for this science. Just like this, the science of fiqh, this is fard, this is obligatory, this is mustahab, this is recommended, this is mubah, this is permissible, this is makruh, this is disliked, this is haram, this is impermissible. Was this around at the time of the Prophet ﷺ? There was no need. The companions understood the religion as a whole. Then what happened, ya ikhwan? As the Muslim lands, they increased massively in size, because the companions, they were conquering vast areas, radiallahu anhum. Do you know what began to happen? People who were Jews, people who were fire worshippers, people who were Christians, people who were Buddhists and this type of thing, they began to enter into Al-Islam. And when they entered into Islam, they came with their baggage, meaning their false beliefs. They tried to enter them into Al-Islam. They tried to bring them and try to corrupt the religion, the enemies of Allah. They recognize we can't attack this ummah like this. We have to try and attack it from within. We have to try and destroy it from within. So they tried to impart and insert falsehood into the religion from within. And so what happened, ya ikhwan? You had people lying about the Prophet ﷺ, saying this is his hadith, this is like this is what he said. So what developed? What developed? The science of hadith. The sciences of hadith, usulul hadith, ulumul hadith, mustalahul hadith. These sciences, they developed. Why? Because people are lying about the Prophet ﷺ. So now we need to know, is what this person is saying correct, or is he a liar? Because when you're attributing something to the Messenger of Allah, this is a problem now. So the science of hadith, it developed. Likewise, the science of fiqh developed to teach you new people who are entering into Islam, welcome to the religion. This is how you pray, this is how you fast, this is how you make hajj. So the science of fiqh, usulul fiqh, it developed. And likewise, the sciences of studying aqeedah also developed. Does everybody understand this? Is there any misconception in anybody's mind that the scholars didn't bring something new? Because if somebody says, you know, this Tawheed, we get this now a lot, we hear it a lot. This Tawheed which you are teaching, it's not mentioned by the Prophet ﷺ, it's not mentioned by the companions, it's an innovation, they say. We say, subhanallah, what about the Sahih Hadith which you use? What about the Hasan Hadith which you use? Is this also an innovation? What about the science of Tajweed, which teaches somebody to recite the book of Allah in the right way? Is that also now an innovation? Because that wasn't around at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. But rather, the scholars developed this science in order to allow us to understand and practice our religion in a more complete way. Does everybody understand this? Is everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Good. So, I'm just going to mention a couple of books of Aqeedah which people might say, well, the earliest book was written 100 years ago, it's something that you people have bought new. Kitab al-Sunnah. Kitab al-Sunnah of Ibn Abi Asim. He died in the year 287 after Hijrah. He died in the year 287 after Hijrah. Then you have, for example, Kitab al-Tawheed. We're speaking about Tawheed, are we not? Kitab al-Tawheed, it was written by Ibn Khuzaymah and he died in the year 311. Look, earliest generations of Al-Islam. Kitab al-Tawheed, somebody comes and says, you have just bought it 100 years ago from Saudi Arabia. We say, no. Kitab al-Tawheed, a book titled like this, it was written by Imam Ibn Khuzaymah, who died in the year 311. Kitab al-Qadr, what do we believe about predestination and the decree? It was written by Al-Firyabi, who died in the year 301. Imam Ahmad, we all know Imam Ahmad. He wrote a book, Ar-Radd al-Zanadika wal-Jahmiya, a refutation on the Jahmiya and these other people who went astray. He died in the year 241 after Hijrah. So look, from the earliest generation, I'm trying to show you that the scholars, just like the scholars of Hadith, and they wrote and they collected the Ahadith, there are scholars who spoke about At-Tawheed.